just click this and see what happens next. This just released today, so let's check this out. Exit. Oh, that's just the border. Okay. 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 That's. Oh. Okay. Cool. There's a giant Bendy here. Wish it was. I think. I wish there was some music. The archives. I don't know where to take the archives. Welcome to the archives of Bendy the Dark Revival. It's filled with numerous characters that each have a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here is the archives where you can learn a little bit more about the game and about them in an up close and personal. By the way, feel free to explore. Okay, we have Bendy, our little friend. Also, please have the missing character around here. I'll help out too. Just because he's technically is a character, like wandering is a terrible sin. Technically a character. I see someone moving back there. Bendy. Bendy is the iconic. Okay, I can't see. Okay, I can't see. It's too bright. Okay, okay, I have to look at him like this. Bendy is an iconic imp. He was redesigned for the Dark Revival to stand out from a bit more than the traditional cartoon appearance by giving him a suit with clothes. He poses some minor challenges, especially crafting his face. It sported the classic Bendy eagering smile, but managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He's a fan favorite. So is my favorite. He's considered my child now, especially because he's in real life. So his design had to be just right during the process, during the production. We originally envisioned Bendy to as a series, talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voices of the ink demon. But his turned out to be very distracting, and the idea was scrapped pretty early. Pretty early on. What is around here? We got like a whole bunch of stuff around here. Oh, I hate you. I hate you. I'm gonna first check out y'all. The Butcher Gang. Bailey, Charlie, and Edgar, the three most original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed in the Ink Machine. Destructive by Alice for body parts. Yeah, and beyond. Together, they stayed alive, sneak attacking to the prey in the Dark Revival. We meet the artificial fourth member of the Butcher Gang named Carly, a ghost girl, although when you being to examine her up closely, Carly appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside. Yeah, you can say that correctly. Yeah, Edgar, something inside. Inside. But Carly was a good machine. Artifact. It's all the same stuff. Okay. Oh God, the keep. I'm trying to look properly, but also okay. The keepers, Wilson's deadly guards. Scientists, they are perfect, but keepers will get their job done no matter what at the cost. Their response are pressing the ink demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The keepers were visually designed to be reflecting the dangerous situation, the danger and evil of the machine. Items faceless, itself faceless beings, made of gears, wires, and no sense of materiality. Order around like cattle. Okay, cattle. A creation living without purpose. I'm gonna just back away slowly out of here. My God, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff around here. There's the ink machine too. Get a full 3D of the ink machine. Oh, there's a lot of characters around here. Wilson, cartoon Wilson. Wilson, difficulty characters blending in at first. The characters was the person to believe his own one note. Character obviously evil with an over the top villain. Personally, but his story progress, we see the other side of the character, and the player becomes mudded or muddled with his only one draft. Wilson was writing as several of Nathan Arch Jr.'s, a separate character at the time, but made more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity. Cartoon Cartoon Andre, the kind of heart roll character determines of some flow and deep dark past to make our story. We needed a newcomer exactly to Cartoon Studio World, and Audrey was the perfect fit for Flesh Eyes to help the experience and the adventure from day one of production. We knew that if people didn't get connected with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out quite memorable indeed and stand out from all the other members of the cast. Cool, 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 cool. What's in this room? I'm barging this room. Okay, we got everybody there. We got Porter. My God, this is a lot of reading. As the cycle held in place, a influence. Really, I had to accidentally hit the analog stick at the worst times. As a influence of the Ink Demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter, a lost one who came claim a new identity. As an explorer, Porter was written with the knowledge that Dark Revival would feature more, which was feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy Machine. This lighten innocent would help players feel some sort of warmth in this inky world of sorrow. Cartoon world of sorrow to me. Uh, Hito. It's believed that Hito was spent some time in the pit. Of course, prison up by Wilson and the keepers. Unclearly why she's mostly like she was able to accept places that she shouldn't have most experience in the pit. Changed her as it does I can't speak. Reverting her into a childish like state longing for happiness again. Cool, 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 cool. Who's in here? Is it just Sammy and himself? No, it's not just Sammy and himself. It's Sammy Lawrence, a famous music composer. I say, don't you start moving. Don't start running off the stage. You start running at me, I will find a jet pipe somewhere around here. The famous music composer of the studio, Sammy Lawrence, was originally a slightly large role in the story of Dark Revival, but the story was already filled with so many characters, making them all play meaningful parts to become a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in a favor of telling a more challenging, a more consistent, or yeah, I would just say consistent storyline. Although it was interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appeared have mastered the flow ability in Bending Ink Machine long before Porter. That's how he was able to get around so quickly and not die and get back alive so many times. Okay, and Audrey could wield it. So that's why he was moving so fast sometimes. And Alice Angel, a a self-appointed queen. In the studio, Alice Angel is one of the most memorable forces of Bendy's world. Forever lost in the tide insanity, she will absolutely be delighted to write for such character. As Angel with many layers, time will only tell if its inky temperance will reappear. Probably will. Amok, the ruler of the Source Call, Lord Amok instructs how to world in the ink will continue development into different societies deep within the ink dark places through he was weak in fighting. His name would simply die never. Oh, I hate you. Hate you. And your claws are coming out the thing. You look, I can't jump. And your claws are coming out the thing. Also, I'm just floating. Yeah, Richard. King Widow, I hate you. You caused me the most problems in part 1 or part 2. King Widow has begun an infection where light grows, darkness. Their king, the big, big, and almost featured, would only emerge from his nest when it's young and right. Language so weird I can't speak anymore. So much reading. The temperament of Wilson's creations have a dual purpose of death throwing cartoons and the Ink Demon. This cartoon world was also upstagging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson. Father Nathan Arch, neither of these happenings ship ahoy Dudley on his mystery sailor with his own grin grin, similar to that of Bendy, almost a sidekick. Crack the Crab. Ad of YouTube, go away. Crack the Crab. It's unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have gotten together. Let me just say that. Looker. Oh boy. When Steve's comes originally known as the green type of as Rome the Lost Ones, but unfortunately immediately felt like unnecessary random of the Ink Team encounter to fill full of roles of putting the player in engaging while exploring previous locations. Yeah, the lurker found a much better calling, unlikely, alley effective from exploring him into a typical enemy. Cool, 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 cool. Nice neck cracks. Nice. Anything else around here? Orchard, we read you. Read you too. The ink machine. Okay, I was gonna say I can like get close and make this look like cool and cinematic. The ink machine, designed by Thomas Connor, the Gent Corporation, stolen by Joey Drew, revived by Archgate Pictures, and once again claimed by Gent. The ink machine's next adventure is a mystery. Yeah, just spray like some strong ass like ink. This thing is huge. This thing had chains. This thing has chains up on the ceiling. Just welcome. There's a lot of places to explore. Cycle breakers. Henry Stein. I might make my own better thumbnail than the one I had. Henry Stein, the original cycle breaker of Henry Stein, with a ghost of a man who lost his purpose a year ago. Once fueled with a finding his way to escape the tortures of the ink demon and finding his way home to his wife, Henry. His wife, Henry, is now left the cold reality and begin recreation of the prison. He thought he was saved as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and the Ink Machine game. Henry was strictly omitted from all public fictions, and the character was during an entire day of production, which spanned several years, but Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal. We have Allison. Allison returning for another victory. Allison, the Ink Demon, over the Ink Demon is voiced recently. Beacon of Hope. Allison. Previous ability the Ink Machine. This game maintains her perception or personality. Can't speak right now. But more of a purpose of meeting Allison early in the campaign was introduced to the players to a familiar face from the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. Tom. Tom is the Allison silent protector and also Boris clone evolved in the main story, whereas Boris the Wolf rumor has during the events of the game, Boris is experienced a dark revival story of his own. Man, no one wants to play that trash mobile game. It was okay, but it was kind of trash. Nathan Arch. Nathan Arch was everything that Joey wasn't. He worked hard, built up nothing, never accomplished. So Joey drew big dreams, but Nathan Arch accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa rised up with his son, and much love and care. They couldn't dispress Nathan Arch's career pressure. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's neutral talent for business and enterprise. Audrey and Unknown Dollar Animation Audrey blocked the main memory of her past. Her father role life skills was not the life skills learned a job at a job at Nate Archgate was in a lead her reunite with Joey Drew's machine, the machine of her birth, or was it planned? Oh, we know from the main game. God, watch I walked up to this cardboard. This cardboard says nothing. Nah, they're on pedestals. Wilson. Haunted by impressive shadows, Nathan Arch Wilson Sorrows achieved something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine, and it was able to become a cartoon world. New master holding the cycle in place. He continued his experiments that could not fully be recognized until the ink demon were purged. However, annually entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slow robbing him of his death, or of his health and death. Health and death. His health and his death. Health and his death. He's dying because his death. Shut up, notifications. His death and his health. All combined. Betty, and a maid, a faithful maid among other things. This Bendy was an important character to the main story Dark Vile. As a failed experiment, some related a new cartoon studio was able to give somewhat different points of view to the state of the world. With we have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in a Wilson's plot on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she was just sinister behind her mask. Okay, there is still answers to be found. Cool. Cool. Start reading for a long time. I start yawning. Joey Drew, memory, the man, the legend, and the memory. Creating the version of Joey Drew both exciting and on they proceed was unclear to start. Joey Drew was different the main game of the original Bendy machine. The game was mostly a guild of past life, but without experience to fully understand if a real Joey Drew many mistake. Ultimately, he learned from them. That doesn't obviously him oblivious absolved his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help connect some of them to help fight the darkness he created. Cool. Is there any more reading left? Cause I start yawning like crazy. Listen, there's lights over here. There's doors. We saved the best for last. Man, you are realistic as hell. I can see why you can also be hella terrifying. Holy shit. I see something over there. I think that's Betty over there. Oh god, hold on. Ugh. As the as the world of Dark Revival becomes more complex, it establishes. Hold on. Oh my god, can I stop yawning for like 5 minutes? Alright. Established, we realized the Ink Demon design needed to be complete rethinked to match our new tone. Previously version appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in front of the world alongside the other characters. No amount of creepy music or screen effect could surreal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed it to look different than everything else in the world and shows the natural progression of the Ink Demon evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Beast Bendy. Returning the climax of Darker Battle, Beast Bendy also was revisited with a mindset of making him far more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend to build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as the final boss. In particular, a trope, our idea, what if you got to play as that final form instead? That was dope as hell. That was dope as hell. I think that is all. I think we got everything. Well, that was that. I'm gonna end this episode here. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This was the great story of great story of revisit of archive. Um, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit a thumbs up and goodbye.